Question everything, but the truth should not be televised. And that's for sure. So with that, let's get it. Yeah, I'm out here in Inglewood today. I normally don't come down to Inglewood too tough. Just walking around, killing some time right now. Started a new gig today to go with my main gig that I do. Feel like I needed just something else to do at night, since I ain't been doing too much at night besides working out and stuff like that. I figured, man, I can grab some extra cash, just for the long run, to have some extra on the side. Never hurts. So I'm doing something a little light from my trade and what I do and stuff like that. Right now I'm just, I'm kicking it, chilling out in Inglewood, walking around. Ain't too much going on, just watching a lot of the different nations, like I said in my other video, come out here and do their vendoring like they do. Get that almighty black dollar and then rock on with that black dollar, where we don't see that money no more, never again. That's the basis of it. You don't knock those that's trying to feed themselves, unless they're Negroes. Then you knock them all day. But normally you don't supposed to knock those that's trying to feed themselves. You're supposed to embrace the fact that, we all human and we all pretty much supposed to be in this together, having being a spiritual being, having a human experience. So in that sense, we're supposed to have some sort of camaraderie. And when it comes to trying to eat and survive and take care of your babies, we all in that race. We all in that race. So you don't not no nation that's trying to feed themselves. And I never tried to, because that's not the reality of what's going on. What's going on with us as a people is the basis of being the only ones that get bare minimum. It's like going out and buying a big bucket of chicken. And it's many people in the house, but you already had a plan on how you're going to give out the chicken. You're going to give out the chicken to all the people you like, all the children and everybody that you feel need the chicken first, and those people that are the real unwanted ones, the ones that you ain't really vibing with, the ones that you really care less for, they be the ones that get the chicken last, and they get the not choose the good pieces because you already gave them all out to all the people that you really liked and wanted to deal with. Yeah, well, that's how we sort of fall in line when it comes to getting resources here in the United States. We get the last pickings, the pickings that nobody else want, the pickings that you be lucky if you get anything at the bottom of the barrel, and whatever's in there, you just gotta accept and work with. And that's what we've been doing as a people for quite some time, accepting and working with bare minimum, while everybody else get a leg up. And it breeds chaos. It breeds chaos in our communities, chaos in our environment, chaos in our lives. Keeps crime growing in our communities and causing mad havoc amongst our babies and our young adults, teenagers trying to find their way, and it fills the prisons as well as the morgues. And that's just the reality to it. That's what not having resources does. And we try to blame ourselves as if we the ones control the resources, like we the ones telling the government how much resources they should send to each state and which community should get the resources, and we're not. We have no skin in that game. That's them. Those that control us, the resources, those are the same ones that inherited the generational wealth to be able to control the resources. They call themselves the government that they call themselves, and the resources came from stolen wealth. That's the reality to it, All the resources that get advocated to all the different communities and skip ours to bare minimum and keeping us at the bottom of the barrel, those resources are stolen resources because the land is stolen. The land was infringed upon and taken years ago, and no justice was brought to that. So that's the reality to the resources. So when we talk about resources and how they're distributed out throughout the different communities, different states and so on, different towns, you name it, it's still in a real fuckery because at the end of the day, what we're bickering over and what we're trying to get, they already know. That's why we're bickering over it and trying to get it. Because they already know our communities are being starved of it. That's just what it is. There's not one politician, one president that came in, not one person that is an activist or appointed representative, none of them, they all know. It's just that reality. You can't deny that they know. The key is, notice how it don't change nothing. Because they know. They know what they're doing to our people and our communities and our nation. The key is, do you know? And do you understand it? And what's the move when it comes to us dealing with it? That's why I tell people, man, for all the things we go through, you still got to learn to love yourself. Because in loving yourself, teaches you to love those that look like you. Thus, loving your tribe, loving your nation of people. Because if you can do that, then eventually you can work with them. You can talk to them. You can interact with them. You can go into business with them. You can deal with them. And you can build life together with them. That's the basis of it, And we got to get there. We got to get there. Or should I say, we got to get back there. Because we've been there before. We got a history of us working together, toiling amongst each other to pull each other up by our bootstraps, knowing that neither one of us got nothing but willing to do the best we can to get to something. That used to be our reality. Today, we look at each other with that evil eye, like the Bible says, because at the end of the day, that's what we've been taught. Nobody talks about the teaching of us having self-hatred. But that was taught to us. You would be surprised, half of the things that we act like is a program in a system that teaches us to be this way. And it's promoted daily, hourly, minute to minute, to the point where we're born to it and now don't even know we being programmed and we accept it. That's just what the colonizer lady was talking about on my last video on how to destroy the stronger nation. That's just what it is. So, it's a lot of different stuff going on in this life that we are struggling to make ends meet as a nation. And it's all coming from the same connections when you follow the dots, going back to the same problem. Yeah, the same problem. And that's not being liberated. We've never been separated. We've been with our bully. We've been with our kidnapper. We've been with our rapists. We've been with our holocaustists. We've been with all those different types of things that you would run away from today with for 600 years. And we keep looking for better results instead of the only result. Liberation to our own nation. That's the reality to it. That's the reality to healing. That's the reality to helping one another. Look, we can't even police our own unless it's governed by their system, the colonizers. And who police us? They do. And they do a horrible job at it. Thus, all the stuff our children and young adults and senior citizens go through when those folks pull up on you on the whoop, whoop, whoop. Jump out. What are you doing? Where are you going? Where your license? Where your ID at? No doubt. That happens to majority of us on a regular basis. Knows the words, majority of us on a regular basis. It's unreal. But until we understand these things and understand why and how to deal with them together, knows the word together, then we can never ever separate ourselves from it to overcome it. So with that, my beautiful people, you already know. I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. But that is the question. You let me know. Peace, peace.